Personal development.
Yay!
Next topic. We're super psyched.
Who's not psyched about personal development, really? I mean, come on.
I'm going to start out with a quote because I love this quote. It's from Jim Rohn. And it's, the best way to be successful in your business is to focus more on you than on your business. And I could not agree more. Because when you are at your best, you are going to be on fire. You are going to be running with your business. When you are not doing personal development and you're not developing your mind and your mindset, you are going to struggle. At least that's been our story and the story of so many people that we've talked to. So I feel like I can kind of say that with confidence. Will it be true for everyone? Maybe not. I think it somewhat obviously depends on where you're at already emotionally. We're all at different points in our journey, but all of us can benefit from personal development. Do not wait for a crisis to start personal development, because there will always be something in your future or just around the corner that personal development can help prepare you for.
It's like the old statement, you don't buy insurance after the car accident. So
a lot of people struggle because they just don't have the time, right? I mean,
time. We all get 24 hours.
We do. So personal development, reading a book. I honestly don't have a lot of time to read books. I know some people like to actually have the physical book. I do too when I'm taking notes or if I want to highlight things. But I have found for personal development that I like audiobooks. I like to listen to it. And sometimes I need to listen to a book a couple of times for it to really sink in, because, your mind does wander a little bit. But, listen to books, listen to podcasts in the car, when you're getting ready in the morning, when you're making dinner. A lot of times, I'll have my headphones on if there's, no one else around. Rather than have the TV on in the background, I'll have my personal development going, and I'm filling my mind with good stuff to grow versus all of the negativity and negativity.
That's a really fast way to say that. That's nice.
and crap on TV. So anyway, we want to talk about 5 kind of main points for personal development. Number 1, you ready? Look for areas in your life that you need to strengthen, because we're all in different places, like I said. So, is it consistency that you need to work on? We just talked about that in the other video that we did. Is it your self-confidence? That's something that I've personally struggled with. Is it setting goals and following through? To use a workout analogy, don't just do what's comfortable. Challenge yourself. Move out of your comfort zone. Number 2, so kind of going along with that, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, that probably means that you need it. So don't use personal development to validate your current strengths. You want to grow in the areas that maybe you're lacking. So that's really important to keep in mind, because I think a lot of people listen to things and it's like, yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, that really, psychs me up. Where it's like, when I'm doing personal development, if it's like, oh, yeah, I'm really lacking in that area, or, what can I do to make myself better? That's really going to help you move forward.
Can I talk on that for
yeah,
a second?
Absolutely.
Okay, so one of the things, and I just want to point this out for me anyway, I am probably the least patient person that I know. Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
Huge struggle for me. And it's only been this year that I've realized that is one of my biggest sticking points. So, for me, reading a book such as, well, I just picked it up yesterday, so what is that?
He's just starting.
I'm just starting on that journey because I pushed it. But I am going to eat that frog for myself.
There might be someone pushing him.
Maybe.
Not
anyway,
saying, I'm just saying.
But it's one of the things I know that is a struggle for me, because when I hear about it, it hits really deep. It really jabs me in the heart, because I know that that's a piece of me that I have to work on, and it's uncomfortable. So
Yeah, it's hard to admit your weaknesses. It really is, even to yourself. So if you do struggle with knowing what you need to work on, ask someone that you're close to. Ask someone that you trust. Ask your coach. Talk it through. Because sometimes you're just too close to it to even know what you should be looking at. So number 3, I think we're on number 3, right? Yeah. Be intentional. So don't just read what everyone else is reading. It's so easy to do that because you hear about someone and they're super psyched about a book. They're like, you gotta read this.
You gotta read this book.
You gotta read it. It's changed my life. But there are so many books out there. And like I said, everyone is on their own journey. And what's working great for someone, it may be great for you, or maybe it'll be great for you down the road. But what you really need is something else.
Yeah.
So again, do what's best for you. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. And again, the workout analogy. I like to use workout analogy because we work out, right?
We do?
Not everyone does the same workout. Not everyone does the same program. Some people have injuries. Some people are different levels. And we all need something a little bit different. We're all not doing the same program.
And even if we are doing the same program, we might be modifying. We might be doing different things. So, I mean, it's how you have to... It's a different perspective. Everything has a different perspective, and each person's perspective is differently. If we're both looking at the same thing, we're both looking at it from a different angle. So,
Yep. 4, be consistent. So again, we talked
we're
about
back to consistency.
We're back
Hey,
to
look at that.
consistency, yeah.
Circular.
All works together. Make it a daily habit. Do not start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. Or start one book and then stop it. And then start a new book and stop it based on what people are telling you to do.
Yep.
Follow through. If you
Finish
start a
the
book, finish it. Just like with a workout program, when you start it, you need to finish it to see the results. Now, that doesn't mean that you may start a book and it's just not speaking to you, it's not doing anything for you. Yeah, give it a chance, stop it, try something new. That's perfectly fine. Just don't make that a habit.
We were trying to quantify, like, how long do you give a book before you just go, this is not me. I don't know that we can quantify that. Both of us talking together, I don't know what that is. Whether it's a day, 2 days, 2 chapters, 10 chapters, I don't know. I think that's a personal choice you have to make. And honestly, if it feels like it's a complete waste of time, then it probably is.
Yeah, but again, if it makes you feel kind of uncomfortable, that may mean that you need it.
That's an entirely different story.
So that's different. If it's just not speaking to you and you feel like your mind is always wandering because you're just not interested at all, it's not doing anything for you, that's a totally different story. And point number 5, implement and share what you're learning. So don't be a collector of knowledge. You've probably heard that before. Just like we share our story, we share our workouts, we share our Shakeology, we should be sharing what we're learning in personal development. We need to be a source of positivity in this negative world, and we need to be sharing what we're reading and what it means to us. That's going to help us connect with people. And a lot of people, probably most people, are not doing personal development because they think it's a sign of weakness, or they think that you only do personal development if you're in a crisis, or if there's something wrong with you, or if you need counseling, which there's nothing wrong with any of that. It makes you a better person.
Absolutely.
I think everyone could benefit from counseling, from being able to talk to someone, from reading personal development, from, again, building yourself up.
And on that, it actually helps with a post. I mean, if you're doing it consistently, chances are with, I would say 99.9% of these books, something is going to grab you. A quote, a something. And Robin actually pointed this out to me with our phones. It's really cool because you can have Siri take a note for you, and you just put that quote in there, and then later on you're trying to think of what to post, and you're like, well, this really hit me hard in the heart. So then you grab that, you grab a picture of yourself doing whatever, you word swag it, which if you don't have that app, you should have that app. You word swag it, throw the quote on there, and that's your post, and you kind of give a little blurb on how that helped you get through your day. I mean, it's really that simple, and it's a part of sharing your story.
That's actually, I've found that some of my best posts actually come from my personal development, because what I'll do is I'll be listening to a book and I'll hear a quote, and then I just, grab Siri, I grab my phone, press the button, hold it down and say, take a note. And then I will repeat that quote, or, not maybe verbatim, because I may not, remember it verbatim. But then that helps me create the post later. And that's just it's a really great way to connect with people too, and build relationships, because again, you're going to be a source of positivity.
Yep.
So what to read? What should you be reading? Well, again, it's going to depend on you.
Yes.
Shanna talked quite a bit about this when she went live. She had some really, really great suggestions. She's obviously done a lot of personal development, and I really encourage you, if you haven't already, to listen to her live video. So I have a few here, and we'll do a post too with a list of books that we've read, that we've heard from other coaches that have helped them. But one or a couple actually that are really great for like fear of rejection. Go for No by Eric Worre. You've heard of that one. You Are Badass by Jen Sincero. That's another great one that was great for me, because I do struggle with self-confidence and fear of rejection. Time Management. You struggle with time management? Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy is a great book. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Miracle Morning. Oh, love that book. It's a great book. All of these are really great books. Push by Shailene Johnson. You struggle with goal setting. 12-week year. You've probably heard a lot about that lately.
Amazing book.
A lot of people are reading that.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading that one right now.
I am too.
I tried it a year ago, and it wasn't the right time for me. If you're struggling with social media, what to post, how to post, who to post to, Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's another great book. I would say it's personal development, but it's a little different.
Social
it's
media
more,
training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to remember too, business development is different than personal development. So a lot of the webinars that we're listening to, like the Shakeology Surge, I would consider that more a business development than actually like developing yourself personally.
You can kind of put that on like Shailene's podcast too. And granted, there's a lot of great podcasts out there, and I would, really encourage you to seek those out, because they are amazing to help you build momentum in your business.
Yeah.
But it is very, very different business development from personal development. That's a great point.
Shailene Johnson actually does a great job of kind of incorporating both
I
into
agree.
Build Your
Yep.
Tribe. But her confidence series, that's phenomenal for personal development.
Absolutely.
That really, really helped me. So
Especially if you're
that's
a Shailene
great podcast, and I am a Shailene fan. So yeah, look for those. Some great authors. Mentioned a couple
Tony
of these.
Horton
but
has a really good one too. For
I don't think
confidence.
I've listened to that one.
His is really good.
Darren Hardy, John Maxwell, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy. There are so many others, but those are some great
Yep.
authors. It may be difficult at first. It may be a hard habit to get into, but just like anything else, just like working out, once you start it, once you make it a daily habit, or daily goal, I guess, it will become a habit. You
Non-negotiable.
will form that habit. So you want to make it non-negotiable. And our call to action for you is to post in the comments below, what are you currently reading? Or if you're not reading something currently, what are you going to read next? And then, what do you like about it? Why are you reading it? And that may help others determine, is this a book for me? It doesn't have to be lengthy. You don't have to go into your, if you're shy or, it's something really personal that you don't feel like sharing, that's fine. Just tell something that you like about the book. So we'd love to see what everybody's reading.
Can't wait, and stay tuned for our post on what personal development books we have for a list, and